Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. It is Monday and we're kicking things off with some news to start the week, as we often do. Well, first thing is already in game. You might have already seen it. Click off that red dot. We do have a new summon pool event which has kicked off. It's going for 4 days, 18 hours. The Spooky Soul Summon Pool. Obviously, it's quite difficult to get. In fact, can we see if we go over to the event tab? There is one already in game. This Dungeon Divers. Oh, Sand Devil tomorrow also is going to be giving you probably one free pull of this. That's often how they like to do these, and it's difficult, right? Because you don't get any Dungeon Diver points for doing Sand Devil. And in fact, if we jump over to the Dungeon Divers, it's pretty tough as well, right? Within the 3 days, if you want to get one free pull for these souls, go all the way up to 5,000 points for Dungeon Divers, right? It's a struggle to get the 3,700. It's a lot to ask to get the 5,000. Is it even worth it? Is this even something you would spend for? Let's take a look. I mean, there's good champions in here. You've got Sifi Rotus, Lydia, Mitrala, your two free ones right there. Even Arix, a free champ. You had the guaranteed for Little Miss Annie recently. Duchess, Georgia, Necret, and Cora Narcisse, and so on. There's good stuff in here. Again, for the problem, the epic souls are actually pretty good. 4 to 6 star. That's great. And, you know, Allure is useful. Husks, okay. The Skull Crown Sinacia combo, they're okay. I'd say Dark Hail's quite good, and I'd say Whisper's really good. You know, you've got a lot of, Rector Drath. You got lots of really good stuff in here. The legendaries is much more hit or miss. Like, even me playing for all this time, I'm still missing 3 of these legendaries. I actually have got most of the others. This is one of the better ones for me. But that being said, for me, I already have a really good Lydia soul. I've got a really good Mithrala soul. I've got a good Rotus, Sifi. I've got good souls for basically all of them, you know? So this one is not too tempting for me. Again, I just find these particular events are... I feel like these ones are really, really, really aimed at Krakens, really. I feel like even whales are typically preferring to go for the more normal events, right? Or the Prism summon events even. This stuff, you have to have the champions, and then you also kind of need the souls for them. It's tough. If you do need the souls, or these souls be super valuable, it can be okay. But I don't know. I'm not really up to speed, I'll be honest, on the summon pools for souls. Is just, for me, they're just like, yeah, no, that's not for the sort of player I am. Like, not even close. I'll probably get the free summon from... I'll do the Sand Devil. I think that's about it. We also do have Clan versus Clan tomorrow coming, and we've got some summon events coming with that, so we'll take a look at those now in a second. This is not personal rewards. I will jump on and I'll be streaming for it. So yeah, Nub streams are back on the menu, and in fact, we're going to have 2 streams this week, almost back to back. It is exciting. So yeah, the first one obviously is Clan versus Clan. I'll be starting, I think, at 10 a.m. UTC, which I believe will be 1 hour after the CvC begins. It starts at 9 a.m. my time, and I'm like, I don't do this job to start work at 9 a.m. like a normal job. Screw that. So I'll be starting at 10 a.m. Yeah, woo! Because I can. So I'll see you guys at 10 a.m. and we'll just hang out and chill for some CvC. Because at chill CvC, we might actually do some Hydra and stuff. I don't know. We'll do some stuff while we're there. But just the CvC stuff should be fairly straightforward. We'll be doing that. The next sort of stream we've got on will be at Wednesday. In fact, let me bring up... we'll dive into these summons here as well. We'll also be streaming, me plus a bunch of the guys and gals from HH Gaming. We will be streaming at 7 p.m. UTC on Wednesday. I'm pretty sure that time is right. We'll be playing some Minecraft, which should be quite fun, quite different. So yeah, I'll see you guys for some Minecraft at 7 p.m. I think it's just an hour long. We'll be doing some mining. We'll be doing some crafting. It's going to be a good time. But I'll see you guys for that. Something a bit different. This is the summon event that is on. It will be on Tuesday, the 5th of November, Wednesday, 6th of November. That's the next 2 days during CvC. Basically, each event up for the 1 day, the 24 hours. And simple as that. So what do we have? Progressive Chance event. Yeah, some decent stuff in here. So on the Tuesday, Grand Oak Podrick, Lady Kimmy, Python, or Oella. And on Wednesday, Armans, Elva, Kaja, and Lady of Ireth. Lots of good stuff in here. I'd say for me, Grandok Podrick and Armans would be the two big ones. I think if you don't have either of them and you've got a few shards to spare, or probably more importantly, you are very close to getting a certain legendary because you're close to Mercy, then these are probably quite worth going for. I would not recommend really the primals right now. I personally, for me, I've got a ton of primals saved up right now, like 27 or so, and like I did not do any live arena for the last month because I was away on holiday. I just didn't have the time for it. So yeah, there could be a big 2x primal event coming soon, or certainly for Christmas. I wouldn't be shocked. So yeah, it might be better to save those for a 2x primal event. We're due one, I'd say. But other than that, I'd say they're the big ones. Like Kimmy's not bad, and actually a bit better perhaps now with bombs. Like that speed boosting increased accuracy is pretty decent. Pythion's fine. Oella's only okay, I'd say, out of all of these. Again, Elva's decent. Kaja's decent, speed booster. Lady of Erath got buffed. I'm not sure, though, with the trend of changes. I think she's probably still extremely good with the trend of changes, though I'm not, again, up to speed on that quite yet. But let me know what you think about Lady of Erath now after all the Hydra changes. But I think all of these are good. I'd be looking at Armans because he's so impactful for Arena, or Grandog Podrick because he's such a good ally attack champion in, again, multiple boss fights in the game. There'd be the two I'd be looking up. For the Voids, Diamant, Coppercoin, I don't even remember who even is he? I fully forgot. Who is Diamant Coppercoin? Oh god. Is he a... Nope, he's not in there. This Arnon guy is really good. Who the hell is Diamant? Okay, let me pause it. Let me find out who the hell Diamant is. Okay, he's here. He's an ogre. It's this guy. Oh yeah, King of the Ogres. Speed in all battles. Intercept on ally increases resist strengthen on a 3-turn. Increase ally buffs, does Terminator boosting, heals people. Oh yeah, he does have the funky thing. He converts debuffs into buffs when they're placed on this champion. I would not pull for him. I don't know. I've not seen it. I didn't even know who he was. That tells you everything. The Furion's really good. Honestly, Senna's okay. She's cool. YST loves her. Cardial is great. And I think Cardial is actually extra nice after the Hydra changes. Put him up in with Assisia, and I think that's actually quite a nice team. And I think Sulfurion is really, really good, again, after the Hydra changes. Between Sulfurion and Cardial, I would Oh, that's a tough one. I probably prefer Sulfurion a little bit more, but Cardial would be pretty close. I think they're both worth pulling Void Mercy for, honestly. Again, yeah, Cardial, just the ally attack. The combo with Sisia is nice, making her better. It's good. Again, he's great for so many boss fights, so he's a good, solid pick. I really like Sulfurion. Like I said, I like him a little bit more. I just love this. Place the burn and then instantly activate it. That is so cool for Arena. If you do ever get Teox, it's a great combo. Again, the burn is even better now for Hydra, I'd say. Seeing as, helps you deal with the Poison Cloud a little bit. And he does bring in a revive as well, which is quite nice. So I think he's very, very solid. I'd love to get him. So those are these events. Will I be pulling for them? No, I will not, because I'm just saving shards, right? I'm just saving up those shards. I've not been tracking my Mercy timer. No idea where I am. But you can see, actually, my shard count. I was way down on Sacred Shards, and just by skipping the entire last fusion, I will actually be doing this fusion, but that's because I pulled the Epic. I got an extra copy of the Epic, so I can skip the Summon Rush. It's great. But yeah, by basically skipping essentially almost the Sacred Shard cost of 2 fusions now in a row, I'm really building up a big stockpile just from doing all a Doom Tower, Clan Boss. That's pretty much it, right? Yeah, just the free sources, and the Sacreds are building up well. I still have tons of Voids. We'll just pull some of those into 2x Voids, I reckon. And yeah, Primals are good. I still have a decent stockpile of these. Oh, I forgot to touch about this one. We have a guaranteed champion for Endalia for 1 day. I do think if you're missing her for Lady Mikage, it might be worth going for this, because Lady Mikage is so unbelievably great. She is an amazing champion. You do want to get her. So if Endalia is who you're missing, I know it will be some of you. Is this worth it? Yes, I think it is. If you're missing loads of them, I wouldn't go for it. This would be, I'm a bit further on in the Lady Mikage fusion, and I just can't get these 1 or 2 epics. That's where these guaranteed events for them are really good. And I do like that they run events for these semi-regularly. These guaranteed ones are the best because it's guaranteed. but they run them semi-regularly, and I think that is actually it's kind of decent. Then the final thing to talk about in today's video, this actually came out a couple of days, actually 3 days ago now, the Raid Digest from Friday. I haven't talked about it yet. I actually, I recorded a podcast with Eherbad for the weekend. We recorded it like on Friday, talking about this and all that sort of stuff. And you know, he's now been quit Raid for over a month. I think a month and a half. He's quit Raid and he stayed quit and he's been gone. Like how his experience had been, but the recording messed up. Totally my fault. And that has been lost to the ether. So unfortunately, that podcast is gone. We might record another podcast at some point and cover some of the same things, of course. And we do have also a couple of other things planned in the works. So stay tuned for that. But I do apologize. But let's look at this Hydra stuff now and I'll give you my quick thoughts on it. So with Hydra themselves, we remain consistent in preserving the concept that Hydra should be able to take turns to perform an attempt either kill or devour champions, as we perceive this as a fundamental principle of the Hydra mode. And I think that's fine. I actually agree with that. It is a little bit silly if the Hydra never does anything. It never takes turns. At that point, it becomes a question of what's the point? It's not even really a boss. It's just a punching bag. So I think that's fine. Expose necks, limited HP, increasingly higher additional devour HP, and stronger Serpent's Will are designed to allow Hydra to continue acting according to that principle, to take turns, and to be increasingly able to devour players' champions. That being said, we agree facing all 4 heads at once with the Serpent's Will buff is annoying and just feels too harsh because you can't deal any damage. We appreciate your suggested solutions, and our game designers or developers are already thinking about ways to mitigate that. Okay, cool. So it seems like none of this stuff is going to change. I do think it's a bit of a pity. Like, honestly, my quick thoughts on the Hydra right now, I am personally quite unhappy with it. It feels like they have made Hydra worse for everyone without really changing a ton. I do think the situation is better, but nonetheless, okay, we're actually in a not as strong of a group as we were last week. But nonetheless, you know, like the Trunda teams are still absolutely dominating. Now, I guess the good news is they're not dominating by as much as before. But I am worried as Hydra keeps going forwards that that's going to get worse, right? That the Trunda teams are going to be min-max some more. And it's just going to be the Trunda teams infinitely better, it feels like, than other options, which is, what was the point in changing anything if Trenda still completely destroys everything? I do think perhaps a good note might be that it's much more difficult to do those Trenda teams. So a lot of players, I'd say probably, you know, with Trenda as it was before, I think a lot of regular players could quite regularly be affected where, oh, there's just one guy in the enemy clan. He's got a Trenda team. He just out-damaged our entire clan. Cool. Well, that was Hydra Clash this week. I think that was pretty common, actually. I suppose it's probably going to be a lot less common now, so that's good. But we'll see. They even said it here. While we're on the topic of Hydra, let's share some internal info. According to the analytical data, the diversity of the teams that took top places over the past 2 Hydra clashes has increased. We hope to leave the days when one player could defeat the entire clan behind us. Yeah, that's basically where they're at. Again, from what I can see, it is... the diversity is only going to go down because I think Trenda is reclaiming the crown. So, yeah, but hopefully it won't be as dominant, and I think it will affect a smaller amount of players, so I guess it's better. Is it worth the price that has been paid? I don't know that it is. Again, like for me, going back to it personally, I was very worried about them putting in this complex solution to a complex problem, when to me, a complex solution can go wrong in a lot of ways and not work quite as you anticipated it would. I feel like that has happened. That's my opinion, my take on it. I think that it's not worked as intended and it's had a lot of knock-on consequences. I think it's bad. I much prefer the simple solutions. And again, to me, I think just nerfing Trunda. Again, I said it to them before Hydra Clash even went live. Guys, you should really nerf Trunda before this mode even goes live. This is like 2 years ago. Just nerf her. Because it's going to break the mode, and it did. And yeah, it's an interesting topic as well I talked about with Eherbad that you guys won't see that conversation, but we might return to it. part of a big reason why he quit the game was nothing to do with Hydra. He quit before this even happened. But for him, it was just the constant power creep in the game. And he lost faith that there would be ever interesting new content designed that would be a fun challenge, because he thought with the crazy power creep and all of that, it just becomes too difficult for good content to get made. And I think that, that is a problem, because they won't nerf OP champions. They're very reluctant to. I don't know. Like, again, if they just nerfed Trunda, I think it would have been a lot easier. Now they're trying to do a bunch of stuff to try to counterbalance the crazy power creep. And yeah, in my opinion, it's just not really working. But we can have a bigger discussion of that, I'm sure, another time. It's not really the place for it in a news video. But this is what's happening. Here is some good news. With the nearest release, we'll implement a few improvements to champion AI in Hydra battles. And next week, they'll reveal the details. So I'm hopeful for that. Hopefully, we'll see some good stuff. Like, I think the AI issues have always been there. There's always been pretty bad AI in Hydra. They already improved it by making AI target heads that devour champions. That's been a big improvement. But like champions firing moves on auto, like, oh, Mikage comes in, it's like less ally attack. This head that's totally immune to damage. Yeah, getting that fixed would be pretty nice. But there we go. I would love to see. I'd love to see. I don't know. Did the exposed necks get more HP or something like that? I think that'd be a nice tweak as well. Seems like they're not going to change really any much of this stuff. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But that is the situation, at least right now. Another couple of small things. Famous red dot from the Siege tab is going to disappear. At least hopefully. I love this. The famous red dot appears on the battle button. The Siege tab is living his last days. At least that's what we hope. It's like, we're not quite sure that we've actually bug fixed it, but, hopefully. That's good. That's good. Yeah, Siege will see several quality of life changes, including reducing the cost of repairing buildings. Again, that's great. Okay, yeah, I'm all there for that. That is fantastic. Finally, some updates to Siege. My worry with Siege is that it's going to get a Hydra style update, and that could be a disaster. We shall see. We shall see. Hansel and Gretel, if you get both of the champions, you get a special gift. Legendary skill tome, rank 5 chicken, multi-battles, energy, 1,000,000 silver. This is really minimal. I wouldn't worry about it. I'm curious, will they give us a guaranteed Hansel if they're giving a special gift? I'd say probably. I'd say they could still do a guaranteed Hansel and give you a special gift. It makes the guaranteed Hansel a bit more appealing. I think this is not a particularly big deal, but it's kind of nice. And yeah, you can turn in your fragments for Brugard, Jeroboam, and Freya, probably with the next patch. So yeah, there you go. That was what's happened in the update. Again, these are the summons. I'll see you for 2 different streams this week. Thank you for watching. Catch y'all next time. Goodbye.